Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it with, let's just call it an interesting topic. Yes.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. An interesting topic. So, how this episode kind of came about, I was looking through my collection. A lot of times you look like, hey, what pour am I going to pour tonight? Like, have like an enjoy. And there's just a few bottles that just kind of stood out. And I'm like, man, I truly regret buying these bottles. So today is 5 overhyped bottles that honestly I regret buying. Some of them a little bit more expensive than others. It's not even so much the price, it's just the fact that when I look at them on my shelf, I'm like, man, that is truly just like, honestly, for most of them, wasted money. Wasted money. But hey, they're on my shelf, but I know I'm not buying them again. That's the most important thing. All right, before I dive into the bottles real quick, a couple of updates. So number one, from a merch standpoint, if you haven't had a chance, please check out my website, TheBourbonJudge.com. I obviously, over the beginning of the year, actually the end of last year, rebranded all new merch. This is one of my sweatshirts, something on the back as well, but a lot of cool stuff. So just go ahead, check me out on TheBourbonJudge.com. Next, also, make sure you check me out over on Facebook, trying to, change up a little bit and have some unique things over on Facebook as well. From a barrel pick perspective, in terms of for our Patron community, what's coming in this week, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's this week. We have our short barrel release, which is basically bourbon finished in ex-honey barrels. We have a 4-gate double oak. We have Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye. We have a Middle West Spirits wheat whiskey coming in. These are all ones that we've already picked and they're coming in the next couple months. And we also have a high bank. I know I missed a few others, but a lot of cool, exciting things on the in the Judge community. So if you're interested in becoming a patron, please make sure you go ahead and check me out over on Patreon. We have a tight knit of great people, lots of fun, lots of contests, our Discord. So we try to change up a little bit, have a little bit of fun. All right. Last I will say before we get started is make sure you stay tuned to the end of the episode. Yes, stay tuned to the end of the episode. Introducing a brand new concept. I'll get into that later. Fair? All right. So I'm going to dive into these 5 bottles. They're not ranked in order in terms of my preference of I dislike number 1 the most. These are just the 5 that are just very disappointing and I regret buying them. But I'm going to explain the reason why I'm disappointed with each one. Cool? All right. I need a sip of whiskey before I even dive into number 1. It's been a long day. Cheers. Whew. That's delicious. Not sipping one of these 5, I'll tell you that much. All right. So what's number 1 on the list? Number 1, I bought this bottle. I bought 2 of them years ago. So this one's not even open. So you probably would say, Judge, well, you haven't even opened it. Well, of course, I've had the original version when I bought both of them. I got it a little bit over MSRP. Shame on me. I fed into the hype a little bit. But number 1, trustworthy brand, or I guess, major distillery. But this bottle is just so overhyped and it's not that good. Not good at all, honestly. Number 1, Elmer T. Lee. Love the whole story with Elmer T. Lee and all the history. I get it, right? Trust me, I get it. I've reviewed in the past. Early on in my whiskey journey, it was decent whiskey. I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years ago. But now, it just sits on my shelf. Like I said, I finished the other one a couple years ago, and I haven't even opened this one because I know I don't like it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it to someone as a Christmas present or a birthday present. I need to find someone to give this to. But I know of a lot of good whiskey friends out there who are probably like, Judge, I'll take it. It's just not honestly a bottle. It's more hype than it is great quality whiskey. So it is what it is, but overhyped, and it's honestly not that good. It really isn't. So number 1, Elmer T. Lee. What's this, 90 proof? I think it is. Yeah, 90 proof. Waste. All hype, not great quality. Number 1. All right. Judge, what is number 2 and why? So number 2, I need to be crystal clear when I say this. I love the brand and I love everything else from this lineup. The reason why this one's in the category is not because the whiskey is bad, is there because honestly, you can buy these, another version of it and save $100. So number 2, Knob Creek, 18 years. Oh man, I love Knob Creek like everyone else out there, but honestly, Knob Creek 12 versus Knob Creek 18, there's not that much of a difference, except for the extra $100 I paid for. Knob Creek 12, you can find it for $70. Knob Creek 18, you can find it for $170. That is $100 difference, and I can tell you one thing, it ain't 100 times better. It is not 100 times better. So this will be the last bottle of Knob Creek 18 that the judge is buying, because I will stick with Knob Creek 12 and call it a day. Cool? All right. So that is Knob Creek. That's number 2 on the list. Oh boy. Now we're getting to some fun ones. So what's number 3, Judge, and why? Number 3 is here, and it exists primarily because when it came out, there was a lot of hype. You know, you see everything online that you read. You hear it from other friends in the whiskey world, like, oh, go grab this bottle, hurry up, grab it. The bottle is only like, I think it's like $75. Problem is, I ran out, I grabbed it. The first sip, not good. The second sip, not good. The third sip, not good. It's aired out. It's done everything that it's supposed to do, right? I mean, it's aired out. I've tried it on numerous occasions. It's not working with my palate. Number 3, $75 down the drain, literally. And I love Baker's, but Baker's 7, the high rye, ugh, man, I don't know. Standard Baker's, like regular Baker's 7, sure, but the high rye version, I don't know. Not sure what it is, but it is not with my palate. They're not aligned. They're missing. I don't know what. I don't know. And I've tried it on three occasions, maybe even 4. I don't know. To use a business term, it is a sunk cost. I've already paid for it. I can't get anything else out of it. And hey, it is what it is. It's a sunk cost. All right, it is what it is. Judge, what's number 4 and 5? And by the way, there is no asterisk today. None at all. All right, before we get to number 4 and 5, real quick, I just want to say, honestly, just say thank you. Thank you for always watching the channel. Thanks for all the comments, the likes. If you haven't did thus far, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel. I'm still trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. I'm I think 70 subscribers away. So if you watch the channel, if you're watching today's episode and you haven't subscribed, I'm asking from me to you. If you please can subscribe, thank you very much. Cheers. Whew, that's good. All right. So, Judge, what is number 4 and why? I'm going to save my number 5 for the end because, well, it's going to be number 5 because it's number 5. But I'm saving it because it's the one that I'm probably, honestly, in this case, I probably am the most disappointed in number 5. I really am. Number 4 also comes in a beautiful box. When they first came out, I was like, okay. I was earlier on in my whiskey journey several years ago, and I thought they were decent. But as time goes on, you want to talk about something that's just overhyped because of the box, the presentation, and so forth. No more. Number 4, Blood Oath. Stop it. I'm not buying them anymore. Which one is this? I don't remember. It's one of them. Blood Oath. This is number 7. I had a couple of them. I just grabbed one. You want to talk about presentation? Great. Amazing, actually. Amazing presentation. But the quality of the whiskey matching the price point, like 160, 150, I forget the exact price this day and age, not at all. Not at all. It's a shame, but I bought into the hype also. Beautiful box, get the lovely design. Man, stop it. There's so many great $60, $70 bottles of whiskey out there that can blow this out the water. Day in, day out. All right. Number 5, and then I'm going to get to the new concept. Is that cool? All right. So number 5 is a release that came out in the last year. It came out early in 2024. I want to be crystal clear when I say this. The whiskey is good. The problem is the price point, and everything else from this distillery you could find and save $50 to $60. That's the issue with number 5. Can I repeat that? Number 5, not the whiskey. I like the whiskey a lot. The problem is the price point, and the other problem is the fact that everything else from this brand, for the most part, you could find at half of the cost. That is my issue. Number 5, Old Forester 1924. Yeah, sure, it's aged 10 years at 100 proof. That's okay. But honestly, I take the 1910, I take the 1920, blend them together. Hell, I can get 2 bottles. I can get the 1910 and the 1920 for $135, which is the cost pretty much for this bottle here. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. Is it good? Absolutely it's good. But is it that much better than the 1910 or the 1920 or even the Bottled and Bond? It's not. No, it is not. All right, that's number 5. All right, so here's the new concept. Questions from the courtroom. So going forward, not every episode, but like every few episodes, I'm going to ask a question, and I'm asking for you to drop a comment. I do need to give thanks, by the way, to my good friends Esther and Tom for this idea. My good friends and patrons, they came up with this. They're like, Judge, you know what? You should have a little bit more engagement by asking questions. So I appreciate you, Esther and Tom. Thank you so much. So today's question from the courtroom is, drop a comment. Give me one bottle that you extremely regret buying. One bottle you extremely regret buying. Fair? Drop a comment, and then not the next episode, but in a future upcoming episode, I will go ahead and I'm going to read off, obviously not all comments, but I'm going to pick like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 or 7. I'll pick a few different comments. I'll say the name of the subscriber, as well as the bottle that they said was the absolute worst regret that they ever bought buying the bottle of whiskey. Cool? All right, friends. Hey, until the next time, peace, cheers, most important, salute, take care, see you guys.